Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the County Council Commemoration of Hispanic Heritage Month. Before I start my remarks, I do want to welcome all of you and also welcome some special guests. We have Ken Riker from Senator Cardin's office. We have Erica Fuentes for Congressman Jamie Raskin's office. We have also Vicky Garcia from Congressman Sarbanes' office. And we also have here Dale Tibbetts from County Executive Mark Elrich's office. So do welcome all of you to this celebration. I'm going to make some bilingual remarks as an opening. Bienvenidos a nuestra celebración del mes de la herencia hispana. Yo inicié esta conmemoración en el Consejo hace 5 años porque nuestra comunidad latina enriquece a nuestra nación, nuestro estado y nuestro condado a través de su dedicación, esfuerzos y grandes logros. Nuestro condado es un microcosmos de los cambios demográficos del país y aquí hemos logrado demostrar que sí se puede vivir en un ambiente inclusivo que respeta las diferencias y celebra nuestras similitudes. En estos tiempos, cuando ciertos líderes y grupos nacionales promueven la intolerancia y el temor, nosotros aquí en el condado seguiremos promoviendo aceptación, unidad, justicia y amor al prójimo. La comunidad latina del condado suma más de 207.500 habitantes en el condado, los cuales representan a más de 22 países latinoamericanos. Los países con más representación son El Salvador, México, Perú, Guatemala y Honduras. Hoy comenzamos esta celebración hoy vamos a terminar la celebración con una pieza del cantautor venezolano Jonathan Acosta. Y luego tenemos un video de 30 minutos que resalta las historias y grandes contribuciones de varios miembros de nuestra comunidad. En este video vamos a oír las historias de Jonathan Acosta, cantautor venezolano, de Claudia Campos Galván, directora de programas de Nueva Vida, la honorable Ana Sol Gutiérrez, exdelegada del estado de Maryland, Moisés Linares, presentador deportivo de Telemundo, que es una división de NBC, Ricardo Loaiza, director ejecutivo del After School Dance Fund, la honorable Maricé Morales, exdelegada del estado de Maryland, Javier Solís, gerente ejecutivo de Toro Taxes, y María José Solís, contadora y emprendedora también de Toro Taxes, y les sobreaviso que también verán 2 caras muy conocidas en el video. Okay, so we also have with us Kathy Mejia Chavez, who is with our Senator Van Hollen's office. Welcome. And Kathleen Connor, also from Congressman Jamie Raskin's office. Welcome. So welcome to all who have joined us today to recognize and celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month. I started these commemorations in this format 5 years ago because our state, nation, and county are enriched by the Hispanic community whose members have important roles in shaping our character as a community with limitless possibilities. Our county is truly a microcosm of our nation's changing demographics, and it is important that we celebrate our shared heritage by recognizing the valuable contributions that the Latino American community makes across our county and in our own community. At a time when the fires of intolerance are being relentlessly stoked by national leaders and hate groups across our county and in our country, in our own community, commemorations such as these are especially important, not only to recognize the outstanding work of individuals, but to showcase the best of our community for the world to bear witness to the truth. Being able to honor this diverse mosaic of cultures is what makes our county a strong beacon of democracy. It is essential to recognize the contributions by not only our Latino and Latina leaders, but also those individuals who work hard every day to improve the lives of those around them. These are the true heroes. Montgomery County Hispanic population totals more than 207,500 residents who represent more than 22 countries of origin. Our largest population of Latinx residents come from El Salvador, Mexico, Peru, Guatemala, and Honduras. We say it often, but it's even more important to repeat it loudly at this critical point in history. Montgomery County's diversity, it's our main strength. People from every corner of the globe come to our community seeking peace, stability, and a better quality of life for their families. Their contributions deeply enrich our culture, grow our economy, And while there's so much more work to do to drown out the racial and social injustices, please rest assured that your local leaders are united in protecting all of our residents who are working to achieve the American dream. We welcome all individuals who are doing the right thing by working hard to make ends meet, engaging their entrepreneurial spirit by starting new businesses, or seeking to achieve more through higher education. Today, we celebrate and honor the achievements of the Hispanic Americans who call Montgomery County home and make it a wonderful place to live, work, worship, and raise the family. We will end this commemoration with a musical number by singer and songwriter Jonathan Acosta. But we're first going to watch a really amazing 30-minute video showcasing stories from our vibrant community, which includes profiles of Jonathan Acosta, a singer and writer, Claudia Campos Galvan, program director at Nueva Vida, the Honorable Ana Sol Gutierrez, former Maryland state delegate, Moises Linares, sports anchor of Telemundo, a division of NBC, Ricardo Loaiza, executive director of the After School Dance Fund, the Honorable Maricé Morales, former Maryland state delegate, Javier Solis, chief executive officer of Toro Taxes, and Maria Jose Solis, an accountant and entrepreneur with Toro Taxes. Spoiler alert, you will also recognize two familiar faces in this year's video, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank Sonia Healy, Lillian Mass, and her entire team, as well as the Navarro office team for putting this really wonderful celebration together, especially this amazing video. Let me now turn over to my dear colleague, Councilmember Gabe Albornoz.
Buenos días, mi gente. All right. So I've been in the audience for the last 5 years admiring our council president and her leadership for decades in our community. And as I state often, it truly is an honor and privilege to be able to serve alongside her now, especially as we tackle racial equity and so many important issues in our community. So I want to start very quickly with a story. About a year ago, I went to the North Potomac Community Senior Center for their wonderful Hispanic Heritage Month event. And I was reluctant to go because it was the end of a long year and a long campaign, as many of my colleagues on the dais are familiar. And when I got there, I heard this beautiful music. And I was blown away by one of the performers at the Senior Center. And that performer was Jonathan Acosta, who you're going to hear from in a little bit. He was there with Mayra and their beautiful family, and they had 3 suitcases. And he had literally just arrived from Venezuela and was able to secure a artist's visa, which are very difficult to come by. And very quickly, I heard his story. I heard about his incredible efforts to try to organize in Venezuela. I heard about the challenges that his incredible country was experiencing and the reasons for him coming here, leaving his entire family behind, the life he had known, the knife that he had developed to come and make a positive impact and a positive life for his family. And that story really resonated with me because it's the story of tens of thousands of Latinos and Latinx members that live among us today. We come for a variety of reasons. We are doctors, we are lawyers, we are ensuring that we provide food and nutrition, we are taking care of our most vulnerable populations, our children, youth, and seniors. And I am so proud to be part of that community. And that story also resonated with me because Marta and Renato Mujica, my mom's parents from Chile, came for the same reasons that Jonathan and so many of these families are here now. And I'm also here because of Don Hugo Leonardo Albornoz, my grandfather, who was the Minister of Education for the Organization of American States. And I'm here because of Marisol and Marcelo Albornoz, who met as students at Montgomery College, hailing from Chile and Ecuador. I have dedicated my career to public service because I feel a tremendous responsibility, as I know all of my colleagues on this dais do as well, to make sure that we give voice to the voiceless, to make sure that we pursue the common good, and to make sure that we build bridges and not walls in our community to help lift up those communities so that they like so many generations before them, continue to contribute to the greatest country in the world. So I am proud and honored to be part of this presentation, proud and honored to be a member of our beautiful Latinx community, and look forward to this video and to working on policy, programs, services, and general support for our community for many generations to come. Muchas gracias.
Great. So I think we'll watch the video, and then if colleagues have any particular observations after that, we can turn to all of our colleagues. All right, so let's watch the video.
Beyond then.
Let's find the audio. So perhaps while they're figuring out the audio, we can turn to some lights that are on right now. So, Councilmember Rice.
Gracias, mi presidente, y bienvenidos a Concejal de Montgomery. Me llamo Craig Rice, and I really want to say thank you so much for being here. I really want to talk about Hispanic heritage from my role as the chair of the Education Committee, and talk about how important it is to make sure that we understand our strides that we've made when it comes to our Hispanic and Latinx members of our community, but how much more we need to do. It's really important that we understand that many of our students in our schools continue to lag behind some of their peers, and we've got to do more. We have to make sure that we're committing with programs that are there that are culturally competent. We have to make sure that our staff understand where our folks are coming from throughout the region, that our staff look like who we see in our communities. Oftentimes when we look at our teaching cohort, unfortunately, we don't see many people of color who are represented not only as teachers, but also as administrators and support staff. And so it's incredibly important for us that we continue to have those conversations about how we can grow that segment of our population, making sure that when it comes to graduation rates as well as admissions to colleges, that we see that as well. I will say that also one of the things that we've talked about within my work on the Kerwin Commission that ties directly to this work is that we need to make sure that our children have the option of being college or career ready earlier by grade 10. What this will do is this will enable our children to actually make decisions on the route that they want to take. So if some want to take an entrepreneurial route, like my daughter, who is in culinary arts and really is focused on becoming a chef, she can start to do that. We know, and the reality is this, contrary to what you hear at the national level, folks who risk their lives, who sell everything to come to this country, are the most industrious, are the most committed, and are the most willing to do whatever it takes to make a better life, not only for themselves, but for their greater community. Why would we not embrace those folks who have that mindset. We've got it all wrong. We've got it backwards. Those are the folks who we want to support and want to give everything that we can so that they can be supportive of our overall community. Our community as a whole would die if it were not for our immigrant community. Let me be very clear. There is nothing but that. When we look at, and I'm born and raised in Silver Spring, so I'm a little bit prejudiced, but when you look at our Silver Spring area and what has happened there and how it's continued to grow and expand beyond. Now I live in Germantown, and I look at Germantown, and it's the same way. This is the beauty of what a community should be. This is the beauty of how we can represent and be a shining example to the rest of the world. And it starts with our kids. So I want to make sure that folks know that when we're talking about Hispanic Heritage Month, we are talking about a commitment to us, to who we are, to who we know we want to be, and how we can continue to be supportive of our communities to ensure that folks understand this is a welcoming place that's open for everyone. There are no walls here, and we're not planning to build any. As my colleague said, what we want to do is embrace and make sure that we're reaching across the street, reaching across the aisle in the grocery store, and making sure that we're all partnering together as one community. So thank you very much for your great leadership, Madam President. Thank you for this great program. And more importantly, thank you to all of you who continue to represent the best and greatest of all there is to showcase why our national government, mainly the leader, has got it wrong.
Thank you, Councilmember Rice. Okay, believe that the sound is ready, right? So let's watch the video now. We're going to give it another try.
To be Latino or Hispanic in the United States is beyond language or being born in a certain region. Our shared cultural identity is vast and diverse, rich in history, values, and traditions. We are a driving force in this country and the world. In Montgomery County, we are more than 200,000. We all have different stories, but this land is our common ground. Today, we honor those who, through their hard work and dedication, have shaped and made better our nation and region. Born in El Salvador, Ana Sol Gutierrez never imagined she'd become a powerful figure in the history of Latino politics in the U.S. In 1990, she became the first Latina ever elected to any public position in the state of Maryland and the first Salvadorian in the United States. She arrived in this country when she was 5 years old. Her father was an international appointee to the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and later on he became the first Minister of Economics for El Salvador. Positions that exposed her at an early age to the needs of others and the urgency to find solutions. She earned a chemistry degree, became a computer scientist, and worked for many years at NASA. Little did she know that her biggest professional battle would have to be fought in the political arena, changing the lives of underserved communities.
People were coming here, their children were going into our schools, and our schools were really treating them as second-class citizens. They were not being successful. We didn't have any language capability. So all of a sudden, I see that many, many kids are not getting the same equal treatment. And that's when I got angry. I do best when I get angry.
And it was that frustration that led her to serve on the Board of Education, where she understood that bigger changes required bigger efforts. So she ran for and won a seat to the Maryland State House of Delegates, where she served for 16 years. Her passion and hard work made her the voice of not only the Latino community, but communities of color and low income across the state. She is best known for her fight on the approval of the DREAM Act, marriage equality, abolition of the death penalty, increasing the minimum wage, driver's licenses for all Maryland residents, and the recognition of bilingual professionals through the seal of biliteracy, to mention some. Her story is still being written, and her legacy will continue to grow.
It's not really about myself. It really isn't. It's what do you leave behind? If some people are going to have a better future, if they're going to be able to realize their own potential, I've served a function.
She's now retired, but it hasn't been an excuse for a woman that works out of her heart, making sure that those in need have better opportunities. She assures that she will serve her community until her last breath and hopes that many others, including her grandchildren, will follow her steps of serving.
I think we have to have a much broader view of the world, and especially now when we're seeing this country become more and more divided, and that's not going to be good for anybody. We have to be much greater than we have ever been with our humanity now than ever before.
Salvadorians lead the Latino numbers in Montgomery County. Maria Jose and Javier Solis are a couple like few others. She left El Salvador to flee war and came to Montgomery County when she was 16 years old. Javier, on the other hand, left his beloved Ecuador at 22, trying to conquer the American dream along with his mother in the Big Apple. Maria Jose managed to graduate from high school and continue with her higher education to become an accountant, while Javier had to face a whole different set of challenges.
I went through everything, okay, from sleeping in a basement with my mother in one bed, through waking up at 4 in the morning, working in a restaurant, washing dishes, mopping floors, then working as a messenger. We came to work. I had a lot of money that I needed to pay, so I needed to focus on working. But I also needed to gain my English skills, so I had to go to school.
And so he did. The experience led him to work for a state senator in New York City, but that wasn't enough for Javier. With effort, he managed to save enough money to establish the first Latino franchise for tax preparation in the nation. Providing services to the Hispanic community wasn't Javier's only objective. He wanted to encourage new entrepreneurs, and that is how he met his wife, Maria Jose. The union between them not only solidified Javier's franchise, but also made it grow and create new ties, becoming the largest Latino franchise in any category at a national level.
I am a living proof that when you open the doors, we get educated, then we start producing good fruits. So I am very proud to be Salvadorian, living in this county, generating more job opportunities for people, and as a franchise, creating entrepreneurs that are opening doors, not just in this county, but in the United States as a whole. So I am very proud to say that I'm a Latino, that I'm a woman, and that I'm Salvadorian.
The desire to overcome any challenge and the courage that characterizes them has made these entrepreneurs an example to follow inside and out the Latino community, a proof that Latinos are vital for the economy in this country, and a lesson for those who oppose immigration.
What we really want is to send this message that an immigrant that came illegally in this country was able to build the largest Latino franchise nationwide. You could do it, okay? Just make sure that every time that somebody closes your door, or any time that a person comes to you and tells you, listen, you can do it, you do it.
Moises Linares is a kid from South Central Los Angeles, the son of immigrants, first generation American, the sports anchor for Telemundo 44, also NBC4. I also do the play-by-play for the Washington Redskins in Spanish. I guess an overachiever, you can say. I'm driven. And I always ask myself, where did that drive come from? You know, where was it born? And I think it was just watching my mom struggle, being a victim of domestic violence. As a kid, when I was 7, 8 years old, I found her on the floor, bleeding, in pain, or, you know, I would run and call the cops because my stepfather would beat her. My entire 12th grade year, I was homeless, just crashing people's houses, just trying to maintain myself for an entire year as I graduated high school. and where people tell you on a consistent basis, you have three options in this life. You're gonna go to jail, you're gonna join a gang, or you're gonna end up dead. And those were some of the options I heard when I was growing up, and I said no. I said, no, that's not the life that I want. No one in my family before me has been successful at an educational level, right at the education level. When you're growing up in this country, you're already beginning in a disadvantage when you come from a poor neighborhood because you don't have the same opportunities, you don't have the same chances, you don't have the resources to study, to go to school. Sometimes we're in college and we're also working full-time jobs, trying to find a balance, thinking, hey, I have to make this happen because my life depends on it. For us, this is life or death. If we don't make it, the next generation won't make it.
Son pequeños.
We are a safe county, and we stand with anybody that has been victimized. I don't take no for an answer easy, and I'm not very shy about going for what I think it's important.
When it comes to tenacity and courage, few women like Nancy Navarro. Her Venezuelan blood, combined with the perseverance that characterizes immigrants, have allowed Navarro to reach positions of power and generate lasting changes in the community. Since joining the council in 2009, she has twice served as council president and has been the chair of the Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee. Before being elected to the council, she served on the county's Board of Education and co-founded a nonprofit organization to assist the Latino and other immigrant communities. She has been a trailblazer and has proudly served as the only Latina immigrant on the council. The fire that keeps her going is the desire to affect positive changes and to see her own achieve their wildest dreams.
More than anything, my hope was just to be able to carry the name of the Latino community, of the immigrant community, women of color, carry that forward so that my two amazing daughters, who are now young professionals, can realize that anything is possible and that you can pretty much achieve whatever you set your mind to if you work really hard and if you prepare yourself. To me, that's the greatest gift, and I think I've been able to achieve that. So it's just been an extraordinary experience.
She has advocated for strategic investments so that no corner of the county remains untapped. Through the Latino Civic Project, she has empowered communities to get involved in the decision-making process, has championed access to quality and affordable early care and education, and fought to establish racial equity and social justice throughout the county.
It has had a lot of challenges along the way. Even currently, those challenges remain, but it is so important that you just can't just give up. This day is so important.
For those who dare to dream, and for the leaders of tomorrow, the path has been cleared.
Prepare yourself. Seek opportunities to be involved, to lead, and make sure that you are ready, because in our communities, we need to come up and step up, but we need to be ready.
More than 25% of us have a bachelor's degree or higher education. Elected in 2014 as Maryland's House Delegate, Marisa Morales made history, becoming not only the first Latina elected in District 19, which she represented, but the youngest Latina at the state level in the country. The daughter of Peruvian immigrants who dared to dream big and saw the fruit of their sacrifice. With only 32 years, she already has a bachelor's degree in global affairs, French, a master's degree in public policy, and a Juris Doctorate. But above all, she has served her community, impacting the lives of the working class, women, seniors, and immigrants, just to mention some. Her time in the House of Delegates lasted 4 years, more than 1,400 days in which she worked hard so employees could have paid family leave, seniors could pay reduced cost of prescription drugs, students could lessen their financial burden, and the immigrant community could have better protections. Losing her re-election has done nothing else but to encourage her to keep fighting for what she thinks is right. And it gave her a clear understanding that a lost battle doesn't mean she was defeated.
I loved every minute of it. I'm very proud of the work that I did. And I am in love with public service. I will continue to be a public servant. Definitely, my political story is not done.
She knows firsthand the struggles and resiliency of being a woman of color and remains committed to highlighting the positive contributions of the immigrant community.
When folks come to this country, they come leaving so much, but they come with a heart that's so full and with dreams that are just, unmanageable. And they truly come here thinking, you know what, I can actually do this. And that is so powerful. The power to dream and to reach those goals, makes this country so great.
Her legacy has just begun. For what she has already accomplished and for what is to come, we recognize Maricé Morales as a true pride for the Latino community. Young Latinos 18 to 34 years old make up the largest group for Hispanics. For many, dancing is a hobby, but for Ricardo Loaiza, it is a way of changing lives in Montgomery County. His service to this community is priceless, and the impact that he has had in many hundreds of students that have gone through his mentorship is life-changing. It all started with a simple request to help with choreography. The attention he got from other schools was so high that led him, along with other professors, to start a formal competition in 1999, the annual MCPS Latin Dance Competition at Seneca Valley High School. The after-school dance fund was created, and 20 years later, his passion remains intact, and so is his commitment to his students.
I don't think I can stop. It's very worth it. Anything driven by passion has a very meaningful price.
The program has been a great adapting tool for those recently arrived students, but it has also been a great way to discover new talents, form new leaders, and role models for other students.
This program has helped me with my confidence, being more sure about myself, and it helped me release my anger or my sadness into it, and it helped me maintain busy so I'm not out in the streets or anything, and it has helped a bunch of other students as well.
Currently, Ricardo's program is being implemented in 18 schools in Montgomery County. Each year, students compete at the Music Center at Strathmore. And each year, Ricardo gives his best effort because each year he faces uncertainty since the program is not officially an after-school one.
Every year is different. The program is not self-sustainable. We depend from funding year to year, but it's nothing permanent to cover the basis.
The support of Ricardo's family and his wife, who is also his dance partner, has alleviated the burden off his shoulders. The testimonies of the many students and parents that he has impacted are countless. For the years that he has unconditionally served our new generations, and for the many that are to come, we honor Ricardo Loaiza's legacy to Montgomery County.
Yo soy el cantante.
I'm just trying to change the world one step at a time.
born here, but always has considered himself Latino. Always picked the child that nobody talked to as a friend.
When he went to college, he did an internship at UNAM in Mexico, and he volunteered for this program to take care of kids that didn't have any homes. I think that's when I started pinpointed that was his cause.
His calling was to help, was to be socially minded and help people that are in need.
That's Gabe Albornoz, a man whose heart is invested in the needs of others. His integrity has always been his greatest asset. The focus of his work has always been around children and the elderly, which give him a special sensitivity to the needs of the most vulnerable. He became the youngest political appointee in the history of Montgomery County, leading the Department of Recreation, an agency that won 36 awards at a national and state level for excellence during his tenure. In 2018, he was elected as a council member at large for the Montgomery County Council, becoming the third Latino to occupy a seat in this legislative branch. During his time in the council, he has worked on the reutilization of county buildings, deterring e-cigarette use by our youth, and addressing the needs of those with special needs. His service and determination now more than ever is crucial for the immigrant community and other minority groups, a function that he gladly performs despite the pressure he faces.
While it's a difficult time to lead, it's an important time to lead, and I feel a tremendous obligation to represent our Latino community because it's the fastest growing demographic that we have here in the county, and we need to give voice to the voiceless. And so that's why I'm here, and while I will continue to serve the entire community, I in particular want to make sure that our immigrant and Latino community feel represented.
His family is his strength and motivation, and it is his hope that his children will follow in his footsteps, valuing service just as his parents instill in him.
For us, life is pretty complete.
And the way he gets along with people, the way he organizes, the way he reaches consensus, those qualities are going to carry him wherever he goes. So I think he's going to do very well in life, yes.
As a result of his service to the community, he has become an inspiration for the new generations of Latinos in the region and the hope of those who are currently suffering the consequences of a broken system.
The circumstances that lead people to come here are complex, but while they're here, we have to do everything that we can to make sure they feel welcome, to make sure they feel supported, because we have a moral obligation to do that, but I also think we have a public policy and economic obligation to do it as well, because we all succeed when we all succeed.
Claudia Campos Galvan. She's petite but with an extra large heart. The Wonder Woman of thousands of Latino men and women who had to face breast cancer and in most cases defeated it. For many, she is the word of comfort much needed in difficult times and the messenger of good news for those who have no health insurance. She left everything in Guatemala to come and serve in a foreign country full of people in need, a decision that she doesn't regret.
They suffer a lot, and giving them the opportunity to have access to the services for preventing the cancer or treat the cancer or provide support in all the continuum of cancer is something that give me a lot of passion in my life and also give me a lot of meaning in my life.
Her service through Nueva Vida, an organization that informs, supports, and empowers Hispanic families whose lives are affected by cancer, has become crucial for those who receive her assistance. She takes her time to get to know them at a personal level and walks them through their tough process.
Un proceso de cáncer es bien difícil desde el diagnóstico que le dan a uno. Entonces, ella nos ha ayudado para poder sobrellevar este proceso, ¿me entiendes? Pero ha sido muy difícil no haber contado con la ayuda de ella.
She loves what she does and believes in educating her patients to transform their thoughts to generate hope. She assures that she will dedicate her life not only to continue serving, but to sensitize the health system in the region to the challenges of the Hispanic community.
I am so blessed because people gave me the opportunity to be with them in the hardest time. They are suffering and they are in pain. They are in depression and anxiety because they received the news that they have cancer. And it is like, for me, being with them is God, the universe gave me the opportunity to be blessed and to be with them.
Salgo a caminar por la cintura cósmica del sur. Enamorado de la música, un enamorado de la vida. Creo firmemente en que como seres humanos tenemos un propósito. Siento el caminar. Debe haber un mensaje a través de la música. Debe haber un mensaje de conexión con ese ser espiritual que llevas dentro.
Café, traigo un rico café, un cafecito, compadre. Un café venezolano, alegrar el corazón, animar a Venezuela con cacao y un marrón.
Of the people and for the people, that is Jonathan Acosta. His music encourages those who suffer from the oppression of tyranny, those who left everything and long to return, and those who are searching for new opportunities in the land of the free. For Jonathan, evoking moments of happiness from the past is a way to overcome the challenges of the present.
El objetivo de mi música es conectar a la comunidad hispana con su raíz, con su esencia, con sus orígenes, con ese cafecito caliente en la mesa, con eso que teníamos, con ese pancito dulce que generalmente se mojaba en el café. Bueno, eso es lo que somos realmente. Y eso en definitiva es lo que nosotros podemos con la música de algún modo pues trasladar esos pensamientos y desde allí fortalecernos.
His passion for music began at age 4, and now, through his notes, he seeks to generate changes that impact the lives of those who are lucky enough to meet him. For years, he has served in his native Venezuela, giving aid to malnourished children and providing them with a musical education through his organization, Pido Permiso, or I Ask for Permission. He currently works in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area on the implementation of what he calls an urban resilience nucleus, which seeks to address the concerns of at-risk youth through music.
Yo creo fundamentalmente en que la música es una gran herramienta para atender esas necesidades de estos jóvenes latinos, de jóvenes hispanos que tienen carencias emocionales, carencia de atenciones en varias áreas, y es parte de mi propuesta. Yo les extiendo mi mano para que estos jóvenes hispanos, para que estos jóvenes latinos se aferren del arte, se aferren de la música, se aferren del amor.
His role as a son, father, and Venezuela immigrant makes him sensitive to the challenges of his people. But it is his courage and determination that leads him to generate changes in his community. We are part of this community. Our population is growing, and with it our legacy. That's why we celebrate who we are all year round, and especially now, during Hispanic Heritage Month.
You know, every year is so hard to pick and choose which members of our incredible community we want to spotlight, but every year it is just so uplifting and so emotional in so many ways, because to me, having this opportunity, this moment to put the spotlight on such a diverse group of people that have one thing in common, which is love of country, love of community, and the desire to give back and to contribute, those are guiding principles of this very strong community that I think has always inspired and propelled so many of us. So I have to say, each and every one of these stories was just so inspiring to me. You know, watching Gabe get emotional, I was getting emotional about his parents, and not to mention, of course, what's happening in Venezuela. So it's really amazing, and thank you. Yeah, thank you. Well, I was hoping not to cry, but I knew it was going to happen. But I do think that now we have an incredible opportunity to get happy, because I think that we're ready for a performance, yes? Before the awards.
Sí. Hola, ¿cómo están? Hello, everybody. Thank you. Wow, no es fácil cantar después de esto tan emotivo, ¿no? Thanks to the Montgomery County for this special invitation, this special reconocimiento. Thank you por tanto amor. Thank you for your love. Cuando el amor llega así, de esta manera, uno no tiene la culpa. Quererse no tiene horario ni fecha en el calendario. Cuando las ganas se juntan, cuando el amor llega así de esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Amor de compra y venta, amor de contrabando, porque ven, verén, ven, ven, verén, ven, verén, ven, ven, verén, ven, verén. Mamboleo, mambolea, y mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Mamboleo, tiene la culpa. Anda Nancy, viva Venezuela. Amor de compra y venta, amor de contrabando, porque ven, verén, ven, ven, verén, ven, verén, ven, verén, ven, verén. Mamboleyo, mamboleya, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Mamboleyo, mamboleya, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. No tiene perdón de Dios. Lo que quiero lo aprendí para mi vida. Lo que quiero es volverme a enamorar, volverme a enamorar, volverme a enamorar. No tiene perdón de Dios. Lo que quiero lo aprendí para mi vida. Lo que quiero es volverme a enamorar, volverme a enamorar. Ustedes, bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Thank you. Dear President Nancy Navarro, thank you. The next song is for you. It's special for you. Yo tengo un corazón de alpargata, de arepa, de fogón, café y hamaca, de mango, caña dulce y de riachuelos, con muchos sueños, trabajo y fe como el abuelo. Yo tengo un corazón que anda a caballo, con sombrero de cogollo y con espuela. Yo tengo un corazón humilde y bueno, como todo aquel que nace en Venezuela. Por eso mi oración es una poesía, mi alma el Orinoco, mis ojos la alegría, mi voz un corpial en la sabana y mi vida conquistar con mucho corazón a una venezolana. Por eso mi oración es una poesía, mi alma el Orinoco, mis ojos la alegría, mi voz un corpial en la sabana y mi vida conquistar con mucho corazón a una venezolana. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we we made history today at the council chambers. We had a little salsa dancing party. We had an extraordinary artist. We've cried and we've laughed, and this is just...
Thank you. Thank you all for believing in the power of the music and art.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Por supuesto.
Thank you, Strathmore. Thank you, BlackRock. Both are saving many, many lives. Ellos están salvando vidas con la música, con el arte. Thank you, Strathmore. Thank you, BlackRock. Thank you, Montgomery County, for believing in the power of the music and art. Thank you. My name is Jonathan Acosta. It was a pleasure to sing for you. Thank you.
Gracias. All right, so we now have awards that we'll present, and I'm going to ask all my colleagues to come down because we eventually want to make sure we have our photo op as well. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to call everybody up, and then we'll take a photo. So we will start with Jonathan. Jonathan Acosta. Es para ti. Gracias.
Wow,
Gracias,
thank
hermano.
you.
Next, Claudia Campos from Nueva Vida, changing lives every day. She brought her cheering crowd here. Gracias, Claudia. Gracias por todo. Gracias, hermano. Gracias. And now, I forgot to say that Delegate Gutierrez could not be here because she had a last-minute family emergency, but we will make sure to get the award to her, of course. Moises Linares from Telemundo. I love your story. Thank you so much for everything that you do. That was awesome. All right, now we have Ricardo Loaiza. Whew. I'm so glad I could keep up with him in that dance floor, boy. I was worried there for a second. La foto. All right, the Honorable Marice Morales. Orgullo, orgullo. La foto. Gracias, Marice. Stay here, stay here. Javier Solís. Orgullo, Orgullo Latino Proud. And in Wheaton, okay? So remember that. Gracias, Javier. And of course, the powerhouse partner, Maria Jose Solis. This is one power couple. Oh, la foto, la foto. Yeah, we'll do the picture. All right. I think that is the group. Oh. Oh, okay. Today we're full of surprises. That's awesome. I'm going to sing now. Oh, my God. I'm feeling pretty special right now. Thank you, colleagues. These are the best colleagues you could ever have. So thank you so much. And so we're going to do a group picture, right? Yes. All right.
looked like when he was